seizure date's February or March 29th.
Okay. Yeah, that's what Roger's talking about. All right, I'm gonna
Was he?
get myself a cup of tea because my head's booming. All right, Jack, I'll be back in a few minutes. I'm gonna get myself another cuppa because I do have a migraine. But when we get back, we'll carry on with the fanfic read, and then we'll get into some. I want to do some beep boop beep boop. What am I calling it? Case board stuff. I want to get onto the fucking conspiracy board. That thing's gonna get big, and I haven't expanded it with any of the Norman shit. So we got to do that. All right, back in a bit.
Yeah, there was no transition period. Yeah, it was literally just, I'm done, bye, transferred everything out, peaced out. Out of city commitments. Yeah. Well, have you looked at our options? Because that's what we're getting. Okay, I'm going to shock you a little bit with this one. You just saw 311 come in. The Eugene is running, and right now he is one of the front runners. But I will tell you, probably this is something I never, ever would have expected to come out of my mouth in my entire life. The most reasonable mayoral candidate, and this hurts to say, in my opinion, is Reed Dinkley. Yeah, that hurts inside to say. I'm pretty sure I just. Yes. Yeah. Who should get it is Princess, but she's a terrible choice, and we're already investigating her for like multiple felonies. She was not violent felonies, but she was literally caught conspiring to smuggle items out of prison in exchange to bring in stuff for lifers, like a legal item. Yeah, and that's why she got confronted by the warden after she got caught, and then she quit before he could do anything. Yeah, so she didn't actually commit it, so it's conspiracy, but she's that kind of bad. She was literally already abusing a position of power within the government for personal gain. So mm-hmm. Eugene is going to win it. I almost guarantee. Even though we literally never see the guy, but like whenever shit like this pops off, Eugene is going to win it because it's going to come down to a popularity contest. You and I both know this, especially if it's a statewide vote.
I'm back.
But you see, if Reed gets it, he'll try it first, but he'll also try corrupt shit. But he's so dumb, we'll know about it, and we won't even have to try.
See you in a minute.
Well, I mean, I think the new election
The
comes
fuck?
before the statute of limitations is over, so we
Eugene,
can just kinda go with it.
Hello?
Hello, Richard Dork.
Hello, Eugene. Long time.
It's voting day, Richard.
What?
It's voting day.
Already?
Yeah, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday for the heir of the North.
Okay, well, are you running?
Yes, I am running, Mr. Dark.
Who else is running?
The only people that matter is Princess, I would say.
Oh.
Reed Dankleaf is one of them.
Reed running for mayor?
Well, yes, but he's only doing it to grief me. He didn't even wake up for the 2 days he was running. He just signed up to do it to annoy me and then went to bed.
Ooh, I might vote for Reed.
No, because what if he won? That'd be the worst thing ever.
Yeah, but like, you know, he'd get impeached so quick. It made my job easy.
Yeah, but then we have to do all this all over again, and I have to bother you about voting again, Doc. No one wants
Okay.
that. No one wants.
What's your position? What are you running on?
I'm running on the position of every other mayor's dog shit, and I'm going to take over and make everything great again. You remember back in the day, Richard, when I was the mayor? Were you around when I was mayor?
Yeah.
Long time ago, like 7 years ago. I was the best mayor we ever had. There was events, there was fun and games, there was chaos, there was a little bit of spice in there. You know, it was good. It wasn't all this fuddy-duddy legislation. I'm going to do this and that, and they don't do anything, and they go to bed and don't wake up again, and then they buy a weed warehouse and buy guns and give them to friends. None of that, Richard Dark. None of that. No more.
So you won't do anything illegal, nothing
No, I'm
corrupt,
working with Nino. I'm going to be working very closely with Nino. We're going to have BCSO with their paid repairs, paid food, paid repairs, finally. I'm not afraid to budget like everyone else. Grayson's been mentoring me a little bit.
Arcadia or Man Grayson?
Man Grayson.
Oh,
Old Man Grayson, you know. I've got Mopek coming to the north finally because Nino's just not wanting to work with. He doesn't want to work with Princess very much. So that's just going to go tits up. We're working on. There's actually a little bit of secret legislation that Grayson let me in on. This is supposed to be an interim position, right?
Right.
However, there's no legislation about interims whatsoever. There's no mention of them. There's nothing there. So this is literally a full term.
Wait.
So what that's done...
This vote for an interim mayor?
Well, it's supposed to fulfilling for Mumbles. Mumbles stepped down.
Yeah, shouldn't they just be voting for a new mayor?
Well, yeah, but people assume it's voting for someone to take over the rest of the term. But that doesn't exist. So this is just for a full term. But what that means is it's split up the... It's split the voting system now. So now every citizen gets to vote for Nino or whoever the southern mayor, and every person gets to vote for the northern mayor now. It's no longer, you know, you only get to pick one because the votes are now on a different schedule. They're now like separated.
Oh, yeah, I guess you're right.
It's very different. But we're going to be working on bringing things back together. No more of this split and divide. We're both sick of it. We think it's done nothing but cause problems. And then trying to fix some of the DOJ is going to be one of our main problems.
Okay,
but at least if we're doing it together, at least that's a good thing. I've talked to judges about it. The justices, they're a little bit too friend groupy, too friendly, hire each other, fire each other, you know, punish each other. There's no check and balance for them, you know? They are free reign, as it were.
And what they've done?
It's problematic. Well, nothing in particular. It's just bad. That's not good. If you only hire people that you like, or you hire people that are very similar to you because you can, and there's no check and balance, that's going to cause an inherent bias, isn't it? It's going to cause a, law is by judges is dictated by, the way they interpret it. And if they all interpret it the same way, it's not exactly healthy.
I see, yeah. Okay.
It's not about nuking them. It's also about making them want to wake up a bit more, giving them maybe some more shit to do. EMS, I want to rework EMS. They are just in dire need of some reason to exist. Just general want to create events and things for people to engage in, and fixing the things that are problematic.
All right. I mean, it sounds like you've been thinking about this more than, I guess I expected, Eugene. So I'm impressed.
Of course, I have to beat my competition. I mean, Princess kind of out. I don't normally do slanderish things, but Princess outed herself yesterday. You know how Pred won that case the other day?
With the jetpack? Yeah.
Yes. But it was because of a blunder in the paperwork or whatever, statute of limitation.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Princess thinks that the 9 properties that Mumbles bought with Blaine County funds belong to him now personally because Pred won that case. So she's now using that as a tool to offer people as like a storefront to people when she wins because she's going to take them under her wing rather than the mayor getting them. And I was saying, well, I could do exactly the same thing because the mayor will be getting them. And she said, no, you won't. Those are Mumbles per the legislation or per what Pred, what happened with Pred. So she intends to steal those with Mumbles. So that might be something you might need to look into anyway.
I think I will. Yes. Thank
you. You look on the MDT. He owns 9 properties, all in I think Polito.
Okay. I'll
big horde of them.
I'll have a look. All right.
It's worth looking into because, like I say, they shouldn't belong to any individual. They belong to the state.
Well, nobody
And they
else
should
has
be
called me
used
to
as
vote
such, you
for
know?
them, Eugene. So right now you're the top of my list. Okay.
Oh, good. Oh, good. Well, there's only 3 days to vote on this one. Wednesday,
Okay.
Thursday, Friday.
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. All right.
Mhm.
Well, I'll make sure I vote, Eugene. Don't worry.
Okay, yes. Make sure you at least vote. That's the main thing.
Yes, yes. I think I might vote
All
for
right.
Villager.
No. Villager was just retweeting all my tweets.
I'm just
And then
sick
he
and
dressed
tired
up
of
as- and then he
hearing
dressed up as young
mayors, you
Dad.
know, I just hate when mayors speak. So maybe that'd be nice because he just goes.
But he speaks, but he just does that. And you know what? I asked him yesterday. I was like, "Are you gonna EMS were there?" I was talking to them, and he showed up, and I was like, "Are you gonna kill all the EMS?" And he put his thumbs up and said, "Mm-hmm."
Oh God! Okay, never mind.
He's
I
a
won't vote for
psycho.
him.
He dressed
Okay.
up as young Deb yesterday and had a face tattoo on him. He's trying to be Maximilian.
Okay.
My
All right.
grandson.
All right. I would definitely vote Eugene, and it might be for you.
Okie
Okay.
dokie.
All right. I'm gonna call
All right,
Reed.
well,
Bye-bye.
all right. Reed's probably not awake. Toodaloo.
Honestly, Eugene would be fun. I don't know which one's Reed. They're both Reed, but I'll be honest. Not a fan of Grayson. Not a fan of Grayson coaching a future mayor into the loopholes of the Constitution. How true it is, though, I don't know. Sorry, I'm just eating some crisps. Some Cheetos. This is the thing about Eugene. Like, as much as Eugene can be a fucker sometimes, Eugene always gives information. Oh my god. Etta. Hey.
Good morning.
Morning.
How are you?
I'm okay. I'm okay. How are you?
Better knowing that you're okay. You sound unexpectedly better.
Well, I'm still sick, but not
But you're
as
not
sick.
comatose, and
Yeah.
are your veins still black?
A little bit around my neck, but other than that, not really.
Okay, I'll take that. So you wanted me to call you?
Yeah, I just wanted to hear from you, really, and make sure you were okay.
Yeah. It's really good to hear your voice, Dad.
You too. You've been keeping all right? What you been doing?
Oh, has nobody told you?
About?
Well, despite my best efforts, Norman Bones found me.
I was hoping he was lying, but I think he mentioned you.
Yeah, I was working at the hospital last week, and I went to restock and treat somebody in the ER, and when I came running out of the back double doors, I ran face first into him. And he took me by the hand and placed Winston's still warm heart in my hand. One hell of a first encounter, that's for sure.
I'm so sorry at that.
Mm.
Were you and Winston close?
We weren't super close, but he was somebody that I cared about, yes. And of course, you know, it's Kiki's brother, so.
Yeah, how's she on now?
She gave her house to her sister and she has left and probably will never come back. And honestly, at this point, I don't really blame her. There's nothing but sadness.
Yeah.
Yeah, it broke her. So
I imagine.
his funeral was the other night. Balto and Winston's funeral. We had a little memorial. It was something just really quiet and quaint. Balto and Idol put it together because I don't think any of us were really in a good place to be able to deal with any of the arrangements, but it actually went off without a hitch for the most part. I mean, nobody was shot or Molotoved, so, you know.
It's a success in Los Angeles.
True, true. The only exception being that both Norman and Pestilence were circling and watching the entire time.
Okay.
Yeah.
How's Sean? How he was in the hospital?
Yeah, he well, the night that Winston was killed, I guess Norman had called 911 to report his body at the lighthouse. So the police went to retrieve his body. And Shang was there with a shotgun and he took out 9 cops.
Including Sean?
Yeah.
But he's
So,
alright?
yeah, he's okay now. He's been on duty. He's okay. That's what I think. More than anything, the majority of it was just it winded him and bruised his ribs and whatnot. So, but he's been in so many shootouts recently. It was just kind of a in the observation type ICU stay, I think.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
but having to sleep next to my husband in the ICU was not how I wanted to end that day.
no, I don't imagine so.
Yeah.
Hey, listen,
I
I need you to keep an eye out for somebody else.
Okay.
And when I say keep an eye out, I mean, like, be careful of the. You see a man in a chicken mask, run the other direction.
Of course the chicken man's back. Of course.
Yeah.
Okay. That's yeah. I have never seen them, but I have heard the stories. So
Yeah. Listen, I need you to, just in case, just keep an eye on your dad.
Of course. He's a very, head in the sand kind of person. You know that. So,
I know. But I've told him not to be.
yeah. So I can do that, but I'm also going to keep an eye out for you and watch out for you as well.
I expect nothing less.
Because I don't have to worry about you breaking your promise to me, right? The one where you promised me that you would die in your bed in your home next to your husband, surrounded by your family when you are old and gray, right?
Yeah.
That I'm not gonna lose another father so early.
You don't have to worry about that.
Listen, I know you, and I know you're probably neck deep in all of this. And I know you probably can't tell me or you won't tell me, which is fine. But I need you, okay?
Okay.
I know that you're going to think of the greater good and whatnot, but I need you. I lost Ziggy. I lost Flop. And we both know that Matt can't be what I need.
I know. Just
I need my dad. So just remember that whenever the time comes, okay?
okay. I will.
Okay.
Take care of yourself, alright?
You too. And if you need anything, you let me know, okay?
I will do.
And just check in with me from time to time so I know that you're still okay. Please.
I will. Promise.
Okay. I
Love
love
you.
you, Dad.
Bye.
Bye.
Nearly passed out on the roof. Oops. This car is fucked, dude. I need to put that gun away. I'm gonna pass out. I can't. Doo-doo. Exxon for always being so good. That scared the shit out of me, dude. I thought it was the fucking chicken man. Alright, let's go get some food. Otherwise, we're gonna pass out while we're reading things. I feel like so much has happened already today. You know, as much as Craig is a dum dum, maybe we take his advice and we go speak to Norman at some point. You know, maybe what we've been missing through all this is we've been trying to, like, figure it out and put a stop to things here and there on our own. But maybe we need to pit some old brothers against each other a little bit more. These casings? You're going to say the dog shot's waxing his car weekly? Uh-oh. My game crashed. Great. That was your fault. That was your fault, chat. Just how soon do you want to perm a dog? Listen. My job is to make things interesting. The fuck? Hey, what's going on? Is the server down? Storm? No, not for another 4.5 hours, 5 hours. Is it just me? Let me see. You still see others on? Moira's still on the server. I don't like that. Oh, there we go. It's back. Anything interesting on the farm? Some people versus Ember Quinn. Weapons manufacturing, yeah. Holy shit. I can't see any evidence about it. Would any threat bring Goku to NoPixel save the day? Good idea. Something's cooking, man. Some fucking end of the world shit's cooking up. For sure. Sorry, I was reading the forums, so I don't see anything. Nothing interesting. Need to get food. Once we get food, we'll get back to the office. Actually, I can read this now before we load in. Alright, this is fanfic number 2. Let's have a look. This one's called Stay. This one's by Glaze. Where do we get to? We'll do this bit. He watched his husband turn as though he'd been caught robbing a bank, and he noticed the solemn smile that danced across his features before its expression shifted back to his usual straight-lipped frown almost. His husband was fully dressed again, his shirt was buttoned up wrong, his tie was far too loose, his suspender straps weren't connected properly, one of his shoes was only halfway on, and neither had the laces tied. His hair was a mess, and his watch was on upside down. What the hell? Richard's much more put together than this, guys. Come on. TikTok instead of... No, Dick instead of TikTok. Matt pulled his t-shirt down and walked towards Richard, the sound of his slippers against the laminate floor, filling the silence that followed the other man's name. You said you'd stay home tonight. I know, honey, and I'm sorry, but there's a meeting, and what if someone breaks in? Matt blurted the words out, the questions falling from his lips like a surge of water that broke the walls of the world's strongest dam. The water flooded into his body, slowly rising through his abdomen, filling his stomach, and slowly rising up and up until it was crowding his lungs. What if I get taken? What if he gets... Who is this about? Richard was in Matt's space in an instant, and there were two warm hands against a tear-stained face, thumbs drawing small circles into cheeks that had become red in a matter of seconds, a nose gently brushing against his own. Hey, Matt, I need you to breathe. It's okay, Matt, please. What if they have guns? So many people know where we live, and they all have guns. Matt choked on the words, staring into Richard's honey brown eyes through the blurred veil of his own. He had a gun. I haven't renewed my license. I only have the knuckle dusters, but they're fucking useless against a gun in the balcony. Matt, Richard's voice was a boy amidst a storm that had consumed Matt's entire being. Warm and kind and gentle and safe, but it was just out of reach. It floated just above him, and he couldn't find the energy to break through the surface of the water to hold on to. Matt, honey, look at me. Matt, you're safe. I promise you're safe. I'm not letting anyone take you away from me, okay? Nobody's going to do that. I'm not letting it happen. Matt's vision blurred again. Jumping from the balcony, bones cracking, joints cracking and popping. A surge of energy and an instinct to run. A voice deep, dark, dangerous. Footsteps closer, closer. The light summer breeze in the grass, the distant sounds of the city. Run. Run. A gunshot. Another. Blood, grass, dirt, blood. A laugh. A smile. A name that wasn't his own. A name that his parents used when he was small and in trouble for tripping over the expensive rug. Pain, white hot, shooting through his entire body. Tears falling and a boot connecting with his ribs. Footsteps further away. Pain. A hospital. Lights passing overhead, voices, sirens, cops asking questions, and nurses pushing them away. Faces he vaguely recognized fading in and out of his peripherals, the echo of a name that he didn't own reverberating in his mind as a mask was placed over his face. And the world grew darker and darker, and Matt, Richard's voice came back to him, and his eyes opened to find Richard standing there again. Breathe with me, please, honey. I don't want to have to call an ambulance. You're safe. I promise you, with everything I have left, you're safe. I'm not going to let anyone hurt you. I'm not a person. I need you to breathe with me, please. I wonder who hurt Matt. His lungs were full of water that had flooded from the dam by that point. The attempts of breathing in line with Richard were akin to trying to stay afloat in the midst of a hurricane. His own mind was screaming at him, telling him to run through the house and make sure that every door was locked, every window was locked, and the curtains were closed over them. To double check that the bolt on the door was still there, to make sure that the gun in Richard's bedside cabinet had ammo close by. He needed to check the gun locker that Barrick insisted on having, and he needed to order security cameras and get a dog so that they could alert him to anyone getting close by, and he'd be able to argue himself out of a charge, right? He had to. He couldn't go to jail. He wouldn't last a day. People wanted him dead. You're doing so well, honey. Just slow down a bit more. There we go. Richard's voice was soft amidst it all. Thumbs drew small circles against his cheek. His breathing was audible, and Matt slowly but surely fell into rhythm with him until the water inside of his body began to retreat, until the memories began to fade away. See, let's get you shut down. I'll check your bloods to see if we need to correct anything. Don't go. Matt choked on the words, eyes wide and vision still far too blurry for his own good. It was selfish and wrong, and it made him feel as though he was the worst husband to ever curse the face of the planet. But he couldn't be alone. Not if they were back. Not after what Richard told him. He was beyond capable, and he could look after himself, yes, but there was only so much that could be done in the face of men who'd torn his family apart and left nothing but silver ashes in their wake. There was only so much he could do before he just gave up. Please, I can come with you and sit in the lobby or something if I have to. If you have to, but I don't want to be alone. Come here. Richard slowly pulled Matt into his arms, Matt practically collapsing against him, his eyes snapping closed as Richard pepper kisses into his hair. I'll send Craig an email, get the notes for someone else to go over in my own time. I paused just for a second. I'm sorry, Matt. Matt sniffled and shook his head against the material on Richard's shirt. It smelled like coffee, which was odd. Was that one of his shirts? Has Richard been stealing his shirts? That explained why his, albeit abysmal, part of the wardrobe was looking emptier than usual. Don't shake your head, I mean it. Richard spoke the words into Matt's hair, gently swaying from side to side as he did. Matt absolutely pushed himself closer to Richard, eyes closed and his breathing slowly, but surely continued to calm down. If I could hand this off to anyone else, I'd do it in a heartbeat for you, you know that, right? If my hands weren't tied. I know. Matt held Richard tighter. The panic retreated with the water rushing backwards towards the safety of the dam that was slowly piecing itself back together. I don't want to talk about it tonight. Can we just cuddle or something, please? Another kiss was pressed into his hair, and then Richard, Matt yapped as he was lifted from the floor, something smoothly transitioned into a bridal carry by the man he loved so much without so much as a hitch. Despite himself, he managed to smile, and the water retreated further. The wounds that had opened began to seal, and the pain that pained his body started to fade away. That's my name, Richard hummed, adjusting his hold ever so slightly as Matt shakily wrapped his arms around the back of Richard's neck. In the moment, but Matt found himself growing more comfortable as he rested his head in the crook of Richard's neck. His eyes falling closer as he held by the man he adored. A moment passed by, and then Richard began walking back towards the living room. Cuddling in bed it is, once we checked to make sure you're alright. Oh, that was a sweet one, wasn't it? That was a sweet one. I want to know who Matt was worried about. That was a good one, Gliz. As always. Gliz and Prox popping off, but... Oop, got where we were. We'll do the essay in a bit. Hello?
Come to big dogs. What can I get
Hello,
you?
mate. I'll get like 4 combos, please.
4 combos. Chef choice.
Sure, yeah.
What's on the register for you?
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you,
There
ma'am.
you go. Have a good one.
You too, guys.
Have a big dog day, yeah.
You too. Hey, Abby, how you doing? I feel like calling you Abby. Probably not the nicest way of calling you. Oh, I didn't sign on. Oops. You on the Abby. Uh-oh. What's going on? My dispatch is not popping up. Strange. That's a strange one. What the fuck is that 911? Somebody's knocking on the windows outside of my house. I can hear footsteps, but I can't see anyone. Where the fuck does I live now? I don't even know.
Boulevard, right, westbound Vinewood Boulevard.
And cops the two busy.
If y'all need more units for whatever's happening there, just let us know and we'll break off. Continue westbound Vinewood Boulevard.
I don't know which one's our
Lagooners.
number. Oh, she's on the
Westbound
phone.
Los Lagooners.
I don't know where she lives. Is it Mirror Park?
Left parallel to Vinewood Boulevard.
I can't see the 911.
Left northbound approaching Vinewood Boulevard.
She doesn't live in
Westbound
Polito
Vinewood
anymore.
Boulevard. Approaching Gentry, taking Gentry, continuing northbound. Approaching Didion. Left westbound Didion. Continue westbound Didion. He's going very slow so y'all can catch up. Continuing westbound Didion. Southbound Milton. Southbound Milton towards Tequila Law. Approaching Eclipse left, eastbound west Eclipse. Eastbound west Eclipse. Approaching San Vitus. Crossing San Vitus. Approaching Los Lagooners. Crossing Los
Is it up
Lagooners.
north?
Continuing eastbound Eclipse. Crossing Alter. Approaching Power.
Oh, I know where it is now.
Power. Approaching Mightier. Crossing Mightier. Approaching Elgin. Crossing Elgin. Going towards Mirror Past the consigners. Continuing eastbound Mirror Park Boulevard. Approaching the gas station. Left. Picking up another person. I don't know what he's screaming something about. He's got bait. He's off road parallel to Ace Mirror Drive. Continue westbound Ace Mirror Drive.
29, we're clearing the house for right now.
Double nine on channel. What's the status?
Ed is Ocean King. We are looking over the house. I'm still on the outside. Espinosa's gone inside. See nothing on the rooftops, nothing surrounding the property. There are some additional bushes that I have not yet cleared, but Eda was making mention that she heard footsteps inside. So Espinosa, keep me updated. I want to stay out here just to ensure that no one either runs away from these bushes while we're not looking.
A chicken figurine the Betonetta is stating it wasn't here before.
A what figurine? A chicken?
Chicken.
Yeah, 10-4.
Alright, LSPD, anybody here? LSPD? Alright, this house, the door's clear. Can you open the second one, Nida?
Yeah, it's the one right.
Oh,
in
wait,
front
hold
is
on,
the
hold on. Wait.
This is
I just heard a chicken noise.
And then there are chickens outside in the front yard.
Okay, all right. Maybe that's what I heard.
Yeah, we do have actual chickens.
LSPD, anybody here? Sorry, police. Police. Okay. Now we're gonna check the bottom, okay?
Basement's clear.
Alright, let's oh, you got the bottom? Okay.
Yeah, it's fairly open down there.
Okay, alright.
Yeah, we haven't finished renovating.
Okay, the house is clear, but I mean, obviously with the figurine, it wasn't there before.
And I called 911 as soon as it sounded like there was somebody walking around under me.
Okay.
Because at first, I thought it was a local, because it was very, tap, tap, and then nothing for minutes, and then tap, tap. And I was like, what?
Okay.
And I thought I was hearing things or paranoid, but...
It's okay. It's okay, Ada. We're here. Okay.
You okay?
Is it okay if we?
He was here at the house, Dad.
Yeah, I got the
He
safety
was right
green
under me.
at the marshal office this morning.
There's one in the bedroom. He was right here while I was on the phone with you.
I'm gonna go ahead and grab that figurine
And the door was
put it
locked,
as
right?
evidence. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I always keep the door locked. It's something ever since my attack. We always keep the doors locked. I had just had a conversation with Dad, and he had warned me about, him, and I'm pretty sure that it started like right after we hung up. I didn't think anything of it because it was so like it was just like a tap tap and then nothing. And then I heard a tap tap on the other side of the house, and I was like, what is that? And then it started happening more and more and more, and then it was constant, and then it started coming in rhythms, and then I heard the footsteps under me. And
Now, when you say tap tap, like a tapping.
It's got to be around here somewhere.
be like an AU mechanic that y'all can rely
Yeah.
on, and
Yeah.
I talked to Dad, and
Where's him, honey?
I'm not surprised.
He's calling me. What are you doing? This is my family.
Do you mind sharing?
I don't get it. All of you call me asking for help, and now you're tormenting my daughter.
Please be patient.
Patient? You want fucking patience? You leave her alone. You understand me? Yeah.
Please, do not be a hero.
Don't fuck with my family, man.
Identity theft is a means often employed to gain financial advantage or undue access to someone else's assets or prestige. In some rare cases of ongoing identity theft, it may lead to the thief actually losing touch with their own identity, effectively a kind of schizophrenic insanity. Goodbye.
Now what?
313, what's the 911?
Ocean King, as of now.
I don't know. It's like trying to reason with a fucking storm. It doesn't make any sense.
I said a firmification. Is it still ongoing?
No, I believe Espinosa is taking a statement, figuring out what happened.
He chased me down yesterday when I left the office at the observatory.
A firm. 313 transitioning back to channel 1.
And now I don't get it. It's almost like he was... When I spoke to him on the phone earlier, it's like he was asking for help. And now he's going after my family, and now he's just talking about identity theft on the phone. None of it makes any sense. It's like he knows everything that I'm doing. I speak to Etta, he finds Etta. I'm speaking to Bobby earlier, Belgium, and he calls him. Turns up at the place we are.
I ain't seen him.
You will. It's the unfortunate reality. I'm going to ask you a question about him. Back in the day, am I remembering correctly that people tried to take him out, but it wasn't possible?
I don't I don't remember exactly, but I remember I mean, for context, like, you know, we're talking about, I'm not going to say the name, but I mentioned a name before. And that person was loved by many. Despite that, this person continuously returned. So I'd believe that to be true.